92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know what a surefire way is to get a woman's attention?
Oh, God, don't tell me. Please don't tell me.
Try to run her off the road.
Yeah, I knew. I didn't want you to tell me.
Yeah, and it works every single time, you guys.
What? Yeah.
Every time I've tried to get a girl's attention, I just, just check her bumper a little bit in traffic. She always notices me.
That's the wrong type of attention.
That's what happened to Rachel. Hey, Rachel, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Now, the guy you emailed us about, his name's Phil. You said that got in a car accident with him, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got into like a little fender bender.
Did he hit you?
He hit me, yeah,
Okay.
he hit me.
So,
See?
what happened? Like, how hard? Where?
Oh, it wasn't that hard. I think.
All right, guys, grow up a little bit. We're talking about a car accident.
So are we.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, pervert.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, tell us about how he hit it.
So he accidentally hit me, but it was enough where we had to pull off the road and take a look and see if there was any damage. So we started talking.
Were you excited about that? Like when he got out of the car, you're like, ooh, well.
I mean, not at first, but I did notice he was kind of cute. Yeah.
Did he ask you out right there on the spot, or did you just get a text message from him later like, hey?
Well, we started talking, and then he asked me out eventually. I know it's a little strange how we met, but he had this like really great sense of humor when we were talking, and
He had progressive, so I knew that he was responsible. How was the date that you went on?
it was good. We went out to this restaurant that he was raving about, and when we got there, he didn't make a reservation, I guess. I guess he kind of just thought, he'll get us in because, he knows the place so well. But there was like an hour and a half wait.
Ooh.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, and he tried to slip the host like a $5 bill, which, I don't know, he kind of got...
$5 bill.
I know. He kind of got rejected big time, but,
I know.
okay.
I know it says you don't have any tables on your list, but what about for $5 American?
Sir, table just
What have
opened
we
up.
got now?
I wish you would have passed him just a roll of quarters.
Yeah, it's $10 right there.
Did you see him do that?
Yeah, I did. And the look on her face was kind of like, are you kidding me? So it was embarrassing, but it was kind of cute, that he tried to get us in and everything.
Did you wait for the table then for an hour and a half?
Yeah, we waited an hour and a half, but, we were talking the whole time, kind of getting to know each other, and the time went by really fast, actually. I didn't even notice that we were waiting that long. And dinner was good. It was really good food. We had great conversation.
And then when the bill came, he couldn't cover it because he only had $5. So how'd the date end then?
So we finished our date, and then he walked me back to my car, and, he was cute, and he tried to give me a kiss.
Tried to give you a kiss?
Yeah.
Does that mean you turned him down?
Well, I guess when he, reached in to give me a kiss, he closed his eyes a little early, and he kind of ended up kissing me on my eyeball.
Oh, God, I've done that.
Did you laugh?
That's so awkward.
Did you laugh, or how'd you react?
Yeah, well, he was so embarrassed. He was so embarrassed after he did it. I felt really bad. I mean, I tried not to laugh too much and just tell him, don't worry about it. It's fine, whatever. But
So you didn't correctly kiss, though, after he kissed your eyeball? You just left it at that?
yeah, it was kind of like...
Oh,
he
that
was kind of
sucks.
embarrassed.
Throw the guy a bone.
That is a bad taste in your mouth at the end of the night.
Yeah, he was just so embarrassed. I was just like, no, don't worry about it. Just kind of tried to smile and...
If I kissed you on your eyeball on accident and then you didn't offer a follow-up kiss, I'd think that you hated me. So,
Oh, my God.
all right, we're going to play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay.
Okay, hang on.
I want to be free. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I think that this guy, Phil, just has to be embarrassed, if you ask me.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he hit her and then he kissed her.
Yeah, he ran into Rachel's car. That's how they initially met. Then he tried to take her out to dinner at this place he was raving about. Didn't make reservations, so they're waiting for what, an hour and a half, Rachel?
Yeah, an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. He's embarrassed when he tries to slip the host money. They give him back the $5 that he tried to grease them with.
That's bad.
And then at the end of the night, he kisses her eyeball. I don't think I'd want to call you back either, Rachel. I think I'd just chalk it up to a loss. I'd be like, dude, I ruined that whole thing.
No, not at all.
The surprising thing to me, Rachel, is that you're so into it.
Yeah.
I mean, those things, they were kind of adorable. I found
Right.
it to be really cute. I had a really good time with him on that date, and I would really want to see him again.
And you made that apparent to him. You were very clear about how much you liked him.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought I was.
Okay. All right, we're going to call him now, see if we can get him on the phone, okay?
Okay, great.
Hey, I was looking for Phil.
Yeah, speaking. Who is this?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. How are you?
92.5. Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, I. This is the reaction I get when I call most people. Phil,
That is
don't worry
not
about it.
true.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Do you know why I might be calling you?
No idea.
Have you ever heard one of the second date updates that we do?
Kinda, sorta, yeah.
You sounds like you're not too familiar. If you don't know what a second date update is, it's where you go out on a date with someone and then blow them off after. Then they email us and ask us to call you to find out why.
So I blew somebody off?
Yep. Any idea who that could be?
Jeez. I mean, I did kind of go on a date like last week with this girl, Rachel.
And has Rachel texted you and called you after the date to try to maybe hang out again?
A couple times. I think she may have left me a message.
And you haven't responded to her, which technically means you blew her off. So
Here we are.
I love how men's brains work. Oh, yeah, that one.
Rachel wants to know why you won't call her back. Is there any particular reason?
Well, man, to be completely honest, man, you know, she was just a little weird.
She was a little weird.
What?
I figured that it was embarrassment. I figured you weren't calling her back because you were embarrassed, but you say it's because she's weird?
Oh, yeah. It turns out, you know, like all the stuff that we talk about, she didn't really tell me everything about herself, you know, like pertinent information. So
Wait.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by everything about herself?
you go on dates because, you know, you want to get to know somebody a little bit better, maybe see if it leads to something else.
Yeah, I was going to say hook up after it, but apparently some people have different reasons for dating. So what did you find out, though? Like, you know.
So after the date, you know, I went back and went to my friends, and I was like, yo, I went out with this awesome girl named Rachel, and I actually showed them a picture of her, and my boy was like, this was the same girl that was dating a mutual friend of ours.
What?
Oh, okay.
Man.
All
Wait,
right.
hold on. How do you guys really know that that's the same person?
Facebook?
Yeah, I could pull a picture of you right now.
We actually found the profile of the boyfriend, right? And we were going through his pictures. She's on the profile picture making out with home dude.
What?
Oh,
Wait,
so
so-
she's cheating?
Yeah, apparently the status thing says they're in a relationship, and it says her name.
Oh.
You know,
Oh my
What?
God.
and not even just dating him.
Wait,
living with the guy.
let me explain.
Hey, Phil?
Yeah.
I should probably let you know that Rachel is on the other line and heard everything that you just said.
Are you serious?
So,
Yeah, Phil, hi. If you would just let me explain. Yes, that was my boyfriend, but we're definitely not dating anymore. We've been broken up for the last 2 months. I just live with him. It's a little bit of a complicated situation, but we're definitely not in a relationship.
Rachel, did you say you just live with him?
Yeah,
What?
it's a little complicated, you know, but yeah, I live with him, but we're not together. We're not officially together. We
What?
broke up. It's over. It's been over.
Why are you living with him?
It's just a little complicated. I'm moving out soon. You know, I'm working it out, but for right now, we're still, you know, sharing the same space.
And how soon is soon?
Like as soon as I possibly can.
Rachel,
Yeah.
I've been in a similar situation where I've broken up with someone I lived with and we had to live together for a couple months because, you know, things just didn't work out. Are you guys still sleeping together?
Well, I mean, sometimes.
I cannot believe you admitted that, Rachel.
At least you're honest.
Yeah.
And
It's obvious.
It's like happened like once or twice, and honestly, like it's not an emotional thing at all. It's just a physical thing. I mean, you know, like we do see each other every single day.
Right.
When I say that we're officially over, we're officially over.
I'm glad that you admit it because, like, if you said no, I was going to call you out because it's the same
Yeah.
when I was in that situation. You have your moments of weakness.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
she says it's physical, but you have an ex-boyfriend that still has a profile pic of you.
Yeah.
That is not physical to him, I can guarantee it.
I mean, yeah, but I mean,
in a
I
relationship.
don't know why he still has that on there.
Because he's still in love with you and a little obsessed.
And he's still banging you.
Yeah. And that's another good point.
I mean, I guess, but I changed my Facebook profile. For me, it's definitely over. And for me, I definitely want to date Phil. I really liked him. I had a really good time on our date. I would love to see him again and see where this can go. And I thought we had a really good time.
If you're doing this to this guy, what's to say that you're not going to do this to me in a couple of months?
Yeah, I mean, you can say that. I understand where you're coming from, but it's a very particular situation. I can tell it to you in detail later off the radio if you want, but I mean, just give me a chance,
Hey, Rachel,
God.
Yes.
how about you explain to Phil all about your relationship or ex-relationship on your next date? Because I would love to offer you guys a second date. We will pay for it. Phil,
That sounds so painful.
would you go out with Rachel again?
I got to say no, man.
Come on.
Come on, you do not blame him. Second date full of listening about her ex-boyfriend. That sounds horrible.
Sounds like a lot of fun to
Are
me.
you kidding me?
Come on, Phil.
I got to say no because if the tables were turned, I can't pull something like that off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Like, oh, I got a girlfriend, but, I want to go out and date you. Like, no, so...
Everybody would be calling you a huge D-bag at the moment.
Yeah.
Rachel, maybe you should wait to date until you actually move out.
Yeah, you're probably right. This is getting really complicated and making
Yeah.
it pretty impossible for me to meet anyone new.
It's
so
often
I guess-
complicated to date when you're still sleeping with your old boyfriend.
This is Pink. Moving 92.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Now gather round, boys and girls. It's time for your second date update. And today we have quite a doozy of a story. Young couple went out and had a date on the farm. But now, unfortunately, she's not getting a call back. Where did her beau skedaddle to? Well, you'll find out right now in a brand new second date update.
Man, those skedaddling bows, I hate that.
Marissa is on the phone to do a second date update today, and that's what her email said. She said she had her first date on a farm. I'm interested to find out how that went. Marissa, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good. Or should I say howdy?
Yeehaw.
Oh, I like that.
Whatever you need me to do to make you feel comfortable. Thank you for doing the second date update today. So what's the name of the guy that you want to call?
Keith is his name.
How did you end up going to a farm? Your email wasn't really clear on that. It just said that you guys spent your date at a farm.
Right. So, backstory, I actually work on a farm.
Oh, cool. What do you do?
I'm a farmhand, just whatever we need to do, planting, weeding, working with the goats, feeding
cool.
them, all that. Yeah.
Wow. So that's what a farmhand does.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Interesting. Learned something new.
Yeah, we're more or less a jack of all trades.
Okay.
Cool. I mean, I assume you took him to the farm that you work on.
Yes.
How did you meet him?
So I was visiting the city. I was visiting one of my really good friends from school. We just got together and were hanging out at a bar, and she had a bunch of friends coming down, and he was one of those friends.
All right, so this guy came along in the group of friends that you were hanging out with. How'd you eventually decide to go on a date?
So when he initially walked in and met him, I thought he was cute. So we started talking, and we talked a lot throughout the night. And one of the topics that came up was what I do, which is working on a farm. He was really surprised when I first told him that. And he just kept coming back to it throughout the night, like asking me questions about what I do and how I got into it and just all these different things.
Well, I could see that. It's a pretty interesting job. I've never met a farmhand.
Really?
Never.
Wow. You guys sure are city slickers.
That's
huh?
why I said, like I said, I've only lived in cities my whole life. I've never been out on farms or anything.
Do you think he was using it as a way to get to know you, or do you think that he was more interested in the farm than you?
I thought he was very interested in me because we had other conversations about other stuff, I don't know, maybe he was competitive because I said to him, come out and see if you can handle it. So I did kind of goad him a little bit, but he seemed excited. So he came out and we spent the whole day building a goat pen.
That's awesome.
A goat pen.
I think that that's a really cool way to, one, get to know somebody and really know their personality. How did it go?
He was a trooper. He definitely struggled a little bit. I think it was tiring for him. But
was he a dude with know-how? Or did you have to instruct him the whole time?
No, he definitely needed the instruction. But he picked stuff up quickly. But,
Okay.
you're not used to using muscles like that. You get tired.
If it would have been me, I'd have been like, you want me to nail what into what? No. It's so dirty in here.
Did you see the shoes I wore for
Can
this
we just
date?
go inside and watch some Netflix or something?
Yeah, no, he did show up in Converse, but that was all right.
So, I mean, you think he had a positive experience and he wasn't like emasculated by having to listen to a lady tell him what to do on a farm, right?
No, he was totally cool with that. There was one slightly embarrassing moment that happened. After we were finished and we got all the goats in there, we were putting down hay for them, and he was bending over, and one of the goats jumped on, like, kind of mounted him and started humping him.
So he got humped by a goat in the goat pen.
I was going to ask if he got any action on this date, but I guess you just answered my question.
Well, he did. Actually, what was even funnier was that he didn't quite get it. He thought the goat just really liked him. He's like, "Oh, look, the goat really likes me," and then I kind of had to pull the goat off of him.
Really like
Yeah, it likes you.
Then he realized what was really going on at that point.
The goat likes you a little too much. Get the goat off of your back. So how did everything end with him?
It was an awesome night. So we, had a bonfire outside, drank whiskey, hung out. He was a gentleman. He wanted to stay the night, but he slept on the couch in the living room.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It's easier to sneak out and get back to that goat pen. That's why.
Oh, God, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
No wonder he's not calling you back.
Was he?
Oh, wow.
Did you guys hang out in the morning too?
So here's the thing. He was actually gone in the morning when I got up, but there was a note on my fridge that said, "Thanks for everything. I had a blast."
Like, if he left a note, that's still a good sign, right?
Always.
That's what I thought. So I texted him a handful of times, gave him a call, have not heard back.
God, it sounds like such a fun day, too, and like a romantic end to the whole thing. Did you guys ever kiss when you were around the bonfire?
Yeah, we did. We made out a little bit. It was really nice.
Hey,
That's the
love
romantic.
this
I was like,
date.
what romantic end? He got humped by a goat and fell asleep on a couch. Doesn't sound that romantic. Okay, the kiss, I guess,
Well,
could
we
be
put it that way.
considered. All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
All right, welcome back
You're so dumb.
to today's second date update.
It's so dumb, and I actually love it.
If you missed the first part of today's second date update, Marissa is on the phone, and she works at a farm, and that's why there was a little goat sound to start off the second part of today's second date update. And she met a guy named Keith actually in the city when she was out with some friends, and he was very impressed that she worked at a farm, so she invited him out the next weekend to come check things out on the farm. They spent the whole day together. They built a goat pen.
Yeah.
And
It's good, Jubal.
thank you. And then they had like a bonfire and whatever at night. And he slept on the couch. She woke up the next morning to find a note on the refrigerator that said, "I had a great time." And now she's heard nothing from him. So we're about to call him and find out what the reason is. Marissa, you ready?
Yes.
All right. Well, here we go. I'll dial this phone number right now, okay?
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Hello? Hello? Okay, I think you may have the wrong number.
No, Keith. Hey, is this Keith?
What? Yes?
Keith, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
What?
Yeah, he's
This
so...
is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
A radio show.
Yeah, that wasn't a goat who called you. That was me making a goat sound.
I bet he was confused.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you a few questions about a mutual friend that we have.
My mutual friend?
Yeah.
I don't think I have any friends in radio.
No, she's not in radio. Her name is Marissa, and you sort of went on a date with her.
You want to... What now?
I wanted to see if you could tell us a little bit about your date with Marissa, because she emailed us and says that since you guys spent an afternoon hanging out at her farm, she hasn't heard from you, and she really thought you guys had a good connection and wanted to go out again.
She said all that, did she?
Yeah, she did.
It's a lot of groaning.
It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update. If you go out on a date with somebody and they don't call you back, they email us so that we can call you and find out why.
A second date? There has not been a second date.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's what the segment is called. She's basically asking why there won't be a second date.
Oh.
Did she do something wrong?
I don't know. It was okay for a while. It was okay at first as far as dates go. But let's just say it got weird at a certain point. And
Was it after you were humped by a goat?
well, she told you about that part too, huh?
Yeah, she told us all about it.
That was one of the highlights, really.
I loved it.
No, honestly, that wasn't it. That was actually, that was a surprise. But it ended up being, like a funny moment,
When she described the date, it sounded so fun. There was a bonfire at the end. You guys made out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't agree, do you?
Yeah.
on paper, it sounds great, and honestly, a lot of it was really cool. I was really interested in her whole charm deal, and getting to swing a hammer and stuff. Do that kind of old school stuff was super fun.
Old school
It
stuff.
was great. There was a certain point it got weird. And, just all in all, she's real cool. It's just I don't think I'm ready for everything about what she's got going on out there. So
You don't think you're ready for farm life? When did it get weird?
Yeah.
there was just a moment that happened that has been really impossible to get out of my mind.
You have to share. It's killing me.
Oh, it's not killing you.
What does that mean?
It's killing you.
Okay, listen, I'm going to tell you, but I'm not crazy about telling the story. Basically, came out there. We started pretty quick building this goat pen, which honestly was really fun. It was very Little House on the Prairie kind of deal. We're picking up fence rails and super fun.
Okay.
After a while, Marissa asked me, "Are you getting hungry?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm really working up an appetite. This is great." She's like, "Cool, I'll go get some food." And she walks straight over to the chicken coop, and I hear a little commotion in the chicken coop. She comes walking out. She's got a chicken, and she's sort of walking towards the house, and I'm just watching her go, as you do when there's a girl. She's walking away.
Yeah, you always watch, for sure.
And as she's walking away, casual as anything, she just snaps the neck of the chicken.
Oh my God!
Wait, why?
So
is
you
that?
watched her murder a chicken.
No.
Yeah.
She just snapped its
Well, you
neck.
guys, come. It's farm life, man.
Yeah, but you don't
I mean-
just kill an innocent chicken.
Yeah,
Hey,
you do if you want to eat
innocent
chicken,
chicken.
for
I'm
lunch.
just saying.
Absolutely, you do. You pluck it, you cut the head off, and you go to town.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's how it's done, but I never wanted to see it happen, and I never had seen it happen, and I never want to see it again.
Oh,
I'm like you.
my
I just like to
God.
pretend that somehow the chicken shows up cooked on my plate. That's how it's born.
I don't ever. Yeah.
So
I know intellectually it was once alive, and now it's a sandwich, but I mean, I see the head of the chicken is pointing the wrong way now. And she didn't even break stride. She just crack, la la la, walking down the way with this, dead feather thing in her hand.
Wow, that's it?
Wait, who's that?
It's Marissa.
yeah, Keith, I should have told you Marissa is actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Well, you did not say she was on the phone right now, dude.
I know. Slipped my mind. I'm sorry about that. I completely forgot. But now maybe you guys can talk it out a little bit. I don't know.
Listen,
Hello?
Keith, I knew this was your first time at a farm, but I didn't think that you were naive enough to not know where a chicken comes from. The stuff on your plate, it gets there. It's not like I sing a little song to it and it goes to sleep and then we have a chicken recent roast. You know what I mean? That's how it happens.
I mean, yeah. Listen, hey, I know that happens, okay, but I was not ready to see that, and you gave me no warning. If you'd said anything, if you'd said, "Hey, I'm going to go over here and rip the head off a chicken right now," I would have been at least able to brace myself, or maybe look away. I probably would have looked away.
Oh, come on. You're so dramatic. It wasn't that bad at all. First of all, I was walking away from you. You saw I had a chicken in my hand, and I said, "Are you hungry for dinner?" You can't connect the dots on that one.
Honestly, I thought you were going to get some eggs.
I wanted an omelet.
He's like, makes sense. He's like, she's got a chicken. Clearly, she's planning on making an omelet.
You
Keith,
Yeah, it's not like I massage its butt and it gives me eggs. Like, that's not how it works.
Dude, am I the only one here that's actually really impressed by Marissa? If anything, Keith, I think you should be turned on. I mean, a woman who can take a chicken from life to death, pluck it, and serve it to you for dinner is impressive.
Thank you.
I mean, if we were like, caveman times, I got a debit card. That's how I go and like hunt things. I don't have to go I don't have to put on rubber overalls before I do it.
Rubber overalls sound amazing. I need to know where to pick those up.
It's just crazy. Like, you go and you eat chicken all the time, right? Like, why is this an issue?
I used to.
Oh, right. So now you're a vegetarian because of this whole thing?
No, but
then you're just a hypocrite.
Marissa, this is not like I'm saying, in my head, or I'm thinking about it and my principles. It's like, it freaks me out. It freaks me out. I don't know if you noticed, but I did not eat any chicken that night. I could barely look at it because I saw what happened to it. And, that night I was sleeping on the couch and I'd start to drift off, and then I would just see you just snapping that thing's neck.
Oh my God!
You hear that,
it was
Marissa?
A horror film.
Keith didn't call you back because he thinks you're a monster.
Oh my God!
Honestly, I thought it was going to take. It has taken me longer than I thought to start to get over it, and I have not touched chicken since. I can't. I don't even like to smell it. It freaks me out.
Well, I can tell you it looks a lot worse if you're eating a pig or a cow.
Oh, God. And here's the thing. I mean, the way Marissa did it, she probably had a name for the chicken. It lived a good life. You should be grateful for...
Well, that makes it way worse. Come on. That's terrible. It makes it like it's a pet, like it's a puppy or something.
Oh, no.
For your information, her name is Sophia.
Oh, no.
Oh.
There you go, Keith.
God, great. Now I'm going to be having nightmares of Sophia's neck getting snapped. Thank you.
Well, Keith, I have to ask the question. I think I know the answer. But would you like to go on a second date with Marissa? We will pay for it.
I got to say no.
No.
Dude, Marissa, you are better off. You don't want a sissy city boy anyway.
No complaint here.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, Marissa, there you...
But the issue is, he could have at least said something.
Yeah.
Keith, you never even said anything about it being an issue.
Keith, you could have handled it exactly how I would have handled it if I saw that. If I saw her snap that chicken's neck, I would have screamed and ran. I would have done it.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, OMG, city boys are so weak. I take offense to that.
Yeah.
The other day, I was getting a manicure, and they went a little too deep doing my cuticles, and that hurt. And you know what? I only cried a little.
Oh, how manly.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And a lot of people are texting in at 78592 saying they'd love to date Marissa from today's second date update. If you missed it, Marissa met a dude named Keith. She works as a farmhand. He's like a dude, didn't know much about farms, so they went on a first date to her farm. And the reason that he wasn't calling her back, he's scared of her because he saw her murder a chicken. That's what she was making for dinner. And he saw her kill a chicken, and it was just way too much for him.
Dude, I can barely bring a box of dinner to fruition on my stove, let alone kill a chicken and serve it to you. So,
Most people
saying, there's not much more woman than that.
Most dudes are texting in at 78592 saying they'd love to date her and watch her kill chickens. I don't know. I'm undecided. I've never seen a chicken die in front of me, so
You haven't?
I don't know. No, I don't know how I feel about it. I'd be scared to see it and then find out that's my thing. So anyway, remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Lydia, before you go out on a date, Do you like have one of your friends on standby to call you or text you in the middle of it in case you want to get out of the date? Like, oh, there's an emergency. I gotta go.
I'm still laughing because you think that like dating was a regular common thing for me. Like I have patterns or something. Not like I went on 3 dates in my life, which is more the truth.
You were just going, I never want this date to end because I don't know when the next one will come. But I've heard of people doing that. I've never done it myself.
I have.
You've done that?
There's a secret code word. Like, I text you banana, you got to call me right away.
You should have asked Jose in the first place. He's more feminine than I am.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
And he goes out with a lot of terrible people. So, anyway, that's what I think happened to the guy in today's second date update, Jared, who's on the phone with us right now. Jared, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing okay. How are you guys doing?
Good. Why don't you explain to everybody what happened?
We basically met on an online dating site.
Mm-hmm.
Her name's Melissa, and we kind of chatted on there for a little bit, and we decided to go out to dinner. So, I went to pick her up, and she wasn't quite ready, so I went up to her apartment. It was really nice. It was like, nice furniture and like art on the walls, and it smelled like vanilla, you know what I mean? It was just
how much did you check out her place?
And were you taking video and you rewatched it later?
No, but you walk in and you kind of sum it up a little bit, because if you walk in and it's a hellhole, then you're like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So how was dinner with her, though?
I thought it went well. We talked a lot. Like, it wasn't like we were sitting there awkwardly staring at each other with nothing to talk about. I mean, but like right before we got our entrees, she got a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, excuse me really quick, I have to take this. So she comes back and she's like, I'm so sorry, that was work. There's an emergency. I have to leave now.
And there it is. That's the part of your email that made me think that she had someone call to try to get out of the date.
That's always the excuse. Like, my excuse is like a
guys.
huge emergency.
We're so cynical.
What does she do for a living? Does she do something that's really important, or she would have like an emergency that she would have to leave before even eating her food?
She's an attorney. So,
They don't do anything important, do they?
Come on. I had 2 parents for attorneys, and trust me, they stood me up for a lot of dates. Okay? A lot of science fairs missed.
Okay, so Lydia knows about this firsthand. Yeah. All right. She could just be busy then. I could be wrong.
It was a little bit mysterious, but I was just like, okay, if it's really an emergency, it's all good. We can do it again. She said, I really want to do this again. So I understood. I was disappointed.
You feel like she was telling the truth, though?
Yeah. I mean, I think I have a pretty good, read on that. So I felt like she was telling the truth.
I mean, it would have been nice if she at least stayed for the meal.
Yeah.
Well, if you really wanted to bail, like, why wouldn't she have just, waited till the entrees got there, finished the meal, and then left? You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Like,
yeah.
So it was like really abrupt and all of a sudden, and like I didn't think I said anything like offensive or anything to make her.
Yeah.
And I mean, part of the reason you date is for the food.
Yeah. I don't care how bad the date's going. A free meal is a free meal. Tough it out.
Right. Yeah. And I also, because I drove, I offered to pay for a cab, and she refused that too. So.
Whoa.
I guess I'd just be really surprised if she wasn't telling the truth, because she seemed like a straight shooter and pretty genuine. So, I guess in the brief time that I talked to her, it just didn't seem like her character.
All right, well, we're going to play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for the second date update, Jared is on the phone with us. Jared's date left before even eating dinner.
Oh, man.
She got a phone call, said she had a work emergency, had to cut out real quick. He even offered her cab fare because he picked her up. And she's like, no, I don't need the money. I just got to get out of here. I got to go handle some work stuff. But I'd love to see you again. He hasn't heard from her since. Now, Jared, I was thinking about it. And the fact that she didn't eat her food, and also the fact that she wouldn't have accepted cab fare from you, shows 2 things. Either she really did have an emergency, or she really hates you. Like, you really did something to screw up on the date.
I hope she's not lying to me, but I don't know. You guys got me thinking a little bit now.
No, Jared, I want you to stick with your instinct. Let's not be bitter on the show. Let's be optimistic that there are good people who tell the truth.
I don't like trying new things. All right. I didn't ask you before. How many times have you tried to get a hold of her?
I've called her twice and texted her once, I think.
All right. That's not bad.
Yeah, not at all.
Okay. We're going to call her right now, get her on the phone, and see if we can get an answer.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, is Melissa there?
This is she.
Hey, Melissa, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning on Moving 92.5.
Okay. Why are you calling?
You recently went out on a date with one of our listeners. His name is Jared.
Uh-huh. And you know about this?
I do, because he emailed us and wanted us to get a hold of you because you won't return his calls. And he told us about the date. He didn't go into like in-depth detail or personal detail. He just said that you left in the middle of the date for a work phone call and said you'd like to go out again, but never responded to him. So my theory was you faked the work phone call and just wanted to get out of the date.
That's not my theory, though. I think you're a good person and you really had to work.
Well, thanks. Why does this matter? I don't understand.
Did you fake the phone call?
It's kind of my own personal deal.
I mean, can you tell us something, like anything? Because you kind of left Jared hanging. Nothing.
Here's the deal. We met online. I don't know if he told you that.
Mm-hmm.
And especially for a woman, it can be a little weird. And I like to protect myself. So I have my brother call, to kind of find out if things are going well or not. So I usually set up a time in advance that he knows when to call. If it's going really well, then I'm like, it's great. And I go back to the date. But if it's not, then I'll leave the date.
I knew it.
And he picks you up.
So your brother called you and you weren't having fun with Jared, were you?
I don't know. He's sort of a creep. Ooh. I'll be honest.
What did he do that was creepy? He sounds like a nice dude to me. I talked to him. But I'm a creep, so.
From one to another.
Yeah, I might not notice those things. What did he do to you that was so creepy?
When we were driving over to the restaurant and while we were having our appetizers and stuff, he started asking me about my feminine hygiene products.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, which ones you use?
Like, asking me about, because he's a guy, he wasn't sure, how you know what kind to get and how they work and kind of if he should have some at his house for the women he's dating.
That is weird. You're right. That is a creepy conversation to have with a woman on a first date.
And if Jubal's creeped out, that says a lot.
And I've been with girls for long periods of time. I don't like having that conversation with them after 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. But he's super curious. There's different sizes, so do you test them out?
That
what is the right one to use?
Oh, come on, dude.
Nasty.
Is there a certain test
Hey, Melissa, can you hold on for 1 second, just real quick?
Okay.
I have to ask a question of Jared, because Jared is actually on the phone listening. Jared?
Oh, my God.
You can just Google that. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hi, Melissa.
Jared, why would you ever think that's appropriate first date conversation?
I don't know. I'm a dude. I just don't know these things. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I was just really nervous. I don't know. She's really pretty, and I was really excited about it. So I was just I don't know.
So you asked about that?
Here's the thing. First of all, that's the worst conversation. I've never had a guy I've ever dated that ever even wanted to talk about those products, see those products, have anything to do with those products, because they don't even want to think about why you're using those products.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. Have you never had a girlfriend before?
Well, no. I've been in a long-distance relationship for the past few years, and recently we broke up, so I haven't dated in a while.
And you decided to bust out that talk on a first date.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, a part of me was curious because, like I said, I'm a guy and I have no idea how this stuff, you know what I mean? It's just something I don't know about.
I don't even want to know how they work.
I don't know.
I just
so embarrassed. I feel I'm absolutely mortified right now.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have called the radio.
Listen, Melissa, I really like you. I don't know. It's something about you. I just really like you, and I just felt like I messed it up somehow, and I really, genuinely
did.
disappointed.
You know, when people get nervous, Jared, they might hiccup or talk too quickly, or I don't know.
You also have to understand, I just got out of a long-term relationship, and I just haven't been on dates like this, and literally.
Yeah. I feel like that's not a good excuse,
No,
Jared. I just think
common sense, dude. Common sense.
I don't care if it's not a good excuse or not. That's the honest truth. So I don't know what else to say except I'm sorry.
Did you?
I might have or probably did screw something up that I was genuinely excited about.
And Melissa, would you like to go out with Jared again? He thinks you're funny. He thinks you're smart. He thinks you have great taste in feminine hygiene products. I mean, that's what
come on,
ladies look for in a guy, right? No, would you like to go out with him again? We will pay for it.
Jared, I think that, coming out of this relationship, like you said, I think you need some time and maybe date a lot of women to kind of, get more comfortable and
Melissa, that is a very nice way of saying hell no.
Yeah.
Tactful.
Jared, I'm sorry. I don't think Melissa wants to go out with you again. You got your answer.
No.
But at least you improved your dating skills, okay?
Yeah.
Melissa, you sure you don't want to go out with him again? Think about this. If you guys did end up in a relationship, he might be the only dude on the planet who's happy to go buy that stuff for you.
I mean, I'll totally let him go buy them for me if he wants. I'm not going to date him, but I don't like buying them. So
Hey, Jared,
he can do it for me.
It has been sort of a successful second date update for you. There you go.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I've been on a lot of first dates where during the entire date I have to remind myself what her name is.
Oh my God, you're such a bad person.
But the guy on the phone
bad.
for today's second date update went above and beyond what he needed to do to make sure that he knew his date, maybe even a little too well.
Uh-oh.
We'll find out why in just a second, but first let's talk to him. His name is Ian. Ian, how are you?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Thank you for doing the second date update today. So I read your email, and the amount of effort that you put in to this first date is very impressive to me.
Well, thank you.
All right, before we get to what happened, let's talk about your date first. What's her name?
Her name is Allie.
Allie. And where did you meet Allie?
We met at a local bar, just at a local bar.
Okay, how? How did you meet her at a local bar?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I probably should have said that as well. I was putting songs into the jukebox at the bar, and I had a few credits left over, but there were no more songs that I wanted to hear. So I asked the nearby pretty girl if she had any song requests that I could play for her. And then we just kind of struck up a conversation from there.
You actually played her song?
Pretty cute.
Oh, of course, yes.
Oh, I would have rather you been like, that's a terrible suggestion. Whatever. But hey, what's your name?
I love that that's your first initial thought, and mine is, if they get married, that will be their first dance song.
Oh, that is cute.
Well, no, probably not. She had me play Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Oh.
That would be an amazing first dance song.
It'd be memorable.
So we exchanged numbers, names, obviously, as well. And she said it would be okay if I asked her out sometime.
So what'd you guys actually do when you went out on a date?
Well, I had put together a picnic spread with just a few snacks, and I had made a little surprise for her.
And I'm glad that we've gotten to this part because that's the thing that I read in your email that was very interesting to me, if this is the surprise you're talking about.
I feel like he knows what women want. Picnics with wine and food, and then even a thoughtful gift or whatever you're talking about.
Wait until you hear the surprise, and then we can see if you think this is romantic, because honestly, I don't know. It could be romantic or it could be a little strange. But tell us what you did.
I actually think it's very romantic. It's certainly unique. I think it'll stick in her mind. So that's good.
Okay, it's very clinical description of your surprise.
Well, I mean, I know what I'm bringing to the table, as it were.
All right. I like that, Ian. So what was the surprise?
Well, so I went on the computer, I did a lot of research, and I put together and printed out a rather extensive family tree.
A family tree?
Wait, what? Whose family tree?
For her, for Allison, for Allie.
Wait, of her family?
Yes, it's remarkably easy to find, actually. If you can find their Facebook page, if they have marked any of their relatives, their mom or a sister or anything, it's pretty easy to figure out the whole timeline. I went back for Allison. I went back, I believe it was 6 or 7 generations.
Wow.
Very interesting stuff.
Did she seem interested in it?
She seemed very interested in it, yeah. It seemed like she thought it was very cool.
Are you sure? I mean, a girl you met at a bar shows up to a park with basically a complete stranger, and he has the whole history of her entire bloodline.
You put it like that.
That's weird, man.
Well, I mean, she did seem a little bit taken aback at first, but
yeah.
Well, once I started pointing out some of the more interesting features of her timeline, she seemed to get more into it. She had a pretty famous great, I think 4 generations back. So great.
Did you just? It sounds like you just pulled up the family tree in front of you. Did you just?
Yeah, I've got it pulled up right now. It's just sitting on my computer.
Oh, okay.
That is.
So who is the great grandfather? You didn't get to that point.
Oh, he was a prospector at a gold mine, one of the first out in California.
Hey!
Wow,
dude,
that's pretty cool.
No, none of this is cool. None of it is cool, guys. There's one cool thing about what this guy did.
It's interesting.
No, it's like stalking on a whole nother level.
No.
I'm not a stalker. It's not as if I'm out in a tree in front of her apartment. I mean, one of the things we talked about when we were at the bar was that I'm very into genealogy. I have a subscription to Ancestry.com. This is a hobby of mine, and she thought it was cool, and so I thought I would make her a gift. I don't know where the stalker is coming in.
So it's
Yeah, Brooke.
it's not like you did the family tree thing completely out of the blue. She knew that this was a passion of yours.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no. If you say your hobby is photography and you show up with pictures of her, that's strange, okay? If you had talked to her and said, hey, would you want me to research your family? And she said yes, that's a whole different story.
Well, then that kind of takes away the surprise aspect of it.
Yes, it does. It would be, I think it would be at least interesting. So, did you spend the whole time going over her family tree, or did you do other things?
The tree was the largest part of the conversation. It was sitting right there, and frankly, I spent a lot of time on it and learned a lot of things about her history that I wanted to share with her.
Dude, you took so many chances on that. Like, she could have a family that she hates or an uncle that's in prison, for all you know.
I'm actually 99.9% certain she does not have an uncle in prison. I would know. I went through her history.
That's true. You did the research, and you know all about her.
How did the date end? What was the last thing you guys said to each other?
So I drove her home, and as we pulled up to her place, she said that was the most unique first date she'd ever been on. Thank you. I said I would call her, and she said she was looking forward to it. And then she said she was going to put the family tree up on her wall, maybe in a nice frame.
Wow.
Oh, all right. So
Maybe.
it sounds like she did like it then if she wants to put it on her wall.
Well, I don't know why she would say she did like it so many times if she didn't.
That's true.
Maybe I'm just totally different than she is.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
Right, hold on, don't go anywhere.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
We are family.
Welcome back
That's
to the
awesome.
second date update. If you're wondering why I'm starting it with Sister Sledge, We Are Family, that's because of what Ian did for his first date with a girl named Allie. It's probably one of the most creative things I've ever heard anybody do for a first date. Definitely the most work I've heard a lot of people put into a first date. He actually made her a family tree. He got her name from Facebook, found some of her family members, went online. I guess he's a big enthusiast of this kind of thing. He does it for all his friends and family and stuff like that for Christmas and gifts. And he decided he was going to make her a gift, a family tree for their first date. He thinks that she was impressed by it and really liked it. But now she's not calling him back. So we're going to see if we can get her on the phone and find out why. Ian?
Yes.
Is that one of your favorite songs, by the way?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Ian, I just want to apologize, okay? I think I went in a little bit hard on you on your surprise.
That's okay. You called me a stalker, but I can forgive that.
I mean, that would have been my reaction had I received that information about myself from someone I didn't know. But maybe she liked it, but also be prepared that she didn't, okay?
Well, I mean, again, I am hoping she did like it, but she is not calling me back, so you might be onto something there.
Well, we'll figure out why right now, okay? I'm going to dial her phone number.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, I was looking for Allie.
This is.
Hey, Allie, how are you? My name is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
I assume some sort of business?
Well, it's not, I guess it is kind of a business. I don't know. It's actually a radio show.
Okay. Well, so what is this about?
This is about a guy that you know. He's a friend of the show, and he actually emailed us hoping that we could get you on the phone because you're not calling him back after your first date.
Are you serious?
Yeah. His name is Ian. So Ian emailed us saying that he thought he had a wonderful first date with you. But ever since then, he's tried to get a hold of you, and you're not responding to his text messages or phone calls. So he thought maybe we could get you on the phone and find out if something went wrong on your date.
That's really weird.
I know. It's a segment we do on our show all the time. So he emailed us, and now I'm asking you the question. Did you like your date with Ian?
It was interesting.
I feel like that's a good adjective to use.
What did you want me to tell you? I mean,
Well, how about this? I'll tell you what he told us.
Okay.
Okay. He said that he met you at a bar and then went out for a picnic. And at your picnic, he presented you with a huge family history thing that he had made from some website or something.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Did that freak you out? That would have freaked me out.
Well, it took me by surprise for sure.
Yeah.
I had never met anybody who has gone to such great lengths to impress me, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, he said that you guys had talked about it and you knew that he was into this kind of thing.
Oh, I did. I just wasn't expecting, I guess, on the first date for him to whip out my full entire family tree.
Yeah.
I mean, not even just my grandparents, like my great grandparents, and then beyond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to bring up genealogy as a hobby and then to troll your Facebook page to find out who your great grandfather is a big leap.
It's a lot of work.
Was it at least impressive to you? I mean, he did a lot of research. Obviously, he liked you.
Yes, that part is very impressive because I'm sure that took a lot of time. But then that's also creepy because now he has a lot of my family's information.
Yeah, it's a weird line because, you know, he told us about it and I went back and forth. I was like, is it creepy or is it a nice thing from a guy who's just really into finding out people's family histories?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, but I went back and forth. Is this impressive or is this weird? But then it just got like straight up weird.
It got stranger after your surprise?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. So after our picnic where he presented me with the family tree, we start walking down this hill, and then he's like, ta-da, surprise. I'm like, what is this surprise? And he's like, this is the oldest cemetery in the state. I'm like, cool, awesome. Then he said, look over there. Over there is where your great-grandparents are buried.
What?
Okay.
What?
He took you to the burial site of your family?
Oh, that's not even, there's one more layer of weird to this. Then he whips out cheesecake, like, let's finish our picnic at my great-grandparents' grave.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he knows nothing about your feelings on death or if you knew these people, or right?
No, and he basically was like, let's spend time with your great-grandparents.
So did you stand there and eat cheesecake in front of your great-grandparents' grave?
I woofed that cheesecake down and got the hell out of there.
That is the best visual I've ever heard of in my whole life.
Did you guys talk during it or?
Oh no, I was eating so fast.
What was his reasoning for wanting you to be at his...
Because he wanted me to know about my history and spend time with them.
Did you learn anything new from eating cheesecake at your great-grandparents' grave?
He told me a couple facts about them, but in my mind, I'm like, just finish the cake. Just eat this cheesecake and let's go.
I'm sorry. I just have a quick thing to say here.
Oh, all right. I was hoping you would wait.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Allie, that's Ian. He's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
What are you talking about?
I mean that he was on the phone the whole time listening, and he wanted to talk to you. He was supposed to wait until I brought him into the conversation, but he just couldn't help himself, I guess.
I'm sorry that I jumped in. I couldn't help myself. I feel like Allie's missing something that's kind of just inherently cool about the fact that she has distant relatives, not even distant relatives, direct line relatives that live right in town. I myself, I had to go to Scotland to have this same experience of being able to see the gravestones of my great-great-grandparents. That's history.
Ian,
that's your own personal history.
Ian,
Yes?
Ian, can I just cut you off for a second? I do think that's really cool. I mean, that is awesome, and that would be a really sweet romantic thing, but you just met me. Can't we talk about that and get to that point? Like, I don't know, 3 years from now?
Yeah.
I mean, 3 years from now, that's a long time. It could be a whole nother generation, and they have to redo the family tree.
Okay, well, at this point, I think that you can stop working on my family tree.
Yeah, Allie, I mean, did you have fun with him outside of the kind of strange research he did into your history?
I could have maybe dealt with the family tree thing because that was pretty impressive. But then taking somebody to a cemetery on a first date, I mean, come on.
Yeah, Ian.
It's a lot.
Come back from that.
I know that you don't really understand how she's not fully impressed by the family tree thing, but taking somebody to a gravesite on a first date.
I feel like everyone's blowing this very out of proportion. The grandparents, finding the grandparents was actually pretty easy, but the main setup, the main research was going into the family tree. That's what took the time. I think that's what we should focus on. That's the part you kind of like.
Well, we need to focus on taking somebody to a gravesite on a first date, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, what if I put it this way, Ian? What if I say, like, hey, maybe you spent too much time investing on where Allie came from instead of who she is right now?
Thank you.
Allie doesn't even know who she is if she doesn't know her past. Then I come into her life and I can help her figure it out.
Excuse me.
Savior.
Are you kidding? I think you need to wait and find out some more about me first, but at this point, it's not going to happen.
What a wonderful lead into my question, Allie. Would you like Ian to learn more about you and go out on a second date with him? We will pay for it.
Hell no. First, he freaks me out. Then he insults me. No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you. That was certainly not my intention. I feel like if we could go out again and just start from fresh, that would be good. And I will tell you there is an extra incentive if you have another date with me. I found out some pretty interesting things about a great aunt of yours.
I don't care. At this point, I don't care, and I don't want to go to her grave either.
Okay, I can just email you the information and the
Great,
links. She has a Wikipedia page. She was
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty famous.
Well, Allie, thank you for talking to us about your date.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ian, I'm sorry you didn't get a second date, but maybe this is a lesson learned.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. And what's that lesson?
Don't ask people out on a first date. They're going to be ungrateful about research you do.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, I don't think I'd like to go out with this guy, but I'm wondering if I could hire him to do some research on my family. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this dude named Allie wanted to call a girl, or Ian wanted to call a girl named Allie that he went out with. She wasn't calling him back, and he couldn't figure out why, because for their first date, he went to great lengths and actually researched her whole family tree and even presented her with a nice little presentation basically on her family. Yeah. And then we found out when we got her on the phone that not only did he do that, he took her on a picnic next to a cemetery that was the gravesite for her great-grandparents.
Oh, dude.
And he took her to their grave to have dessert.
Yeah.
She was obviously creeped out by that and doesn't want to go out with him again.
The other thing is, some people may be really into that, but it's not a first date move. Right?
No,
It's like,
definitely
get
not.
to know you first, and then maybe we can move on to that if you're into that whole thing.
But he didn't get it.
No.
At all.
No, he didn't.
He's like, what are you talking about? This is great. Everybody should learn about their family history. And I went out of the way and took you to where your dead great-grandparents are. Come on.
Some people are pissed at us. Someone wrote in, I hope you didn't ruin him. He was just being chivalrous.
I don't think we ruined him. I don't think he realized that she was like really angry at him. He just didn't understand. He put it back on her. That's like, well, fine. Then just don't go out with guys who are doing research on your family if you don't want to know about it. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, there are all kinds of dates. There are good dates. There are bad dates. There are dates that end prematurely.
Really?
And then everybody is disappointed. I've had a lot of first dates end prematurely. And, you know, I've never been disappointed. I've always been perfectly fine with it. But Joe, who's on the phone today, had his date end prematurely, and he's actually disappointed about it. What's up, Joe?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I just established right off the bat, we're talking about, like, it didn't last very long in terms of time. Well,
No, it didn't
that's
last
not
long at
even
all, did it,
good.
Joe?
I mean,
Believe me, that wasn't the case here.
I still don't know what we're arguing.
I'm not talking about whatever Jubal is going into right now. The date didn't last very long. I'm fine in whatever department he was going into.
What are you reading into, Joe? I was
you,
talking about your
Joe.
date. You said you guys didn't even get through it. Jeez.
Look, I had a great date planned out, right? I really like this girl, Allison, and she's just an amazing, amazing girl. It didn't really go as planned.
God, it sounds like you have a lot of pressure riding on this one date leading up to it.
Well, I really like this girl, and I wanted to make a good impression. I got these really great tickets to a show I thought she would like. I spent way too much money on it, and I got my car washed, and I got it detailed and
Car wash.
everything.
Because a girl always notices when a man rolls up in a clean car.
Absolutely, that's what I thought. And I get there, I pick her up, and we're on our way to the show, and my car broke down. I just had it looked at last month. I don't know why it broke down, but it just...
Yeah, my car has broken down on a lot of dates too, Joe.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
My car literally broke down. I don't know what you're implying, but my car literally broke down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think he's implying that you didn't check the dipstick before you left.
You know, my dipstick was fine. Something happened with the motor. I don't know what it was.
All right, I can tell, Joe, that you're getting annoyed with this. Okay, so your car broke down, and what happened then?
The car broke down, and I was trying my best to fix it. I was getting really frustrated with it, and she was actually so sweet. We went to a gas station. She helped me fix the car, and we did fix it, but by the time it was fixed, the show had already started. And so I thought, well, there's no point in going to the show now. We were already halfway into it.
Okay, but wait. Can we stop for just a second? You fixed your own car? You didn't call AAA?
I figured I was in a hurry. I wanted to get to the show, and I wanted...
I'm saying that's impressive, and that right there should have won you a second date.
I mean, I wanted to show her I was a real man, that I could fix my own car, maybe salvage this date somehow.
Yeah, you could get under the hood and adjust the wingdings.
Exactly.
I know all about that,
Man,
dude.
Jubal.
I know all about it.
Show her that I can put it in a little elbow grease.
Was she impressed?
She was impressed, and I was impressed that she was not, above helping me fix it herself. She got right in there with me.
So, I mean, none of this sounds bad. Yeah, it didn't go as planned, but that doesn't mean it went bad.
I mean, I spent a lot of time planning the date, and I spent a lot of money on the tickets, and it went completely 90 degrees in a different direction than I thought it was going to go. And she asked me if I could just take her home because then I was kind of shot, and so I thought, well, maybe I can parlay this into... I don't know, making her a nice dinner or something at her place, and maybe a little Netflix and chill or something.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, you made the car break down on purpose, didn't you?
Yeah, not as impressive, Joe, but okay.
I did not break down the car on purpose, I assure you that.
So how did you end things then with her?
Well, I took her back to her place, and I said, well, would you like to at least hang out for a little bit? Maybe I can make you some dinner. And she said, well... maybe another time, right? And so I just thought, oh, okay, maybe I can come back in a couple hours. Let me give you a chance to, shower, get yourself re. And she said, no, like another day. And oh, okay. I maybe overplayed my hand there a little bit, but I thought, okay, fine, I'll go out with her again some other time when when my car is in better shape or something. So I was texting her back and forth, trying to call her, and just nothing. It went like radio silence. I thought, what did I do to offend this girl?
And how many hours would you say you guys spent together, from pickup to car breakdown to drop off?
We had to know each other pretty well in 2 hours, helping me fix my car like that.
Yeah.
You didn't have any big freakouts while you're trying to fix it, did you? Start like beating up the car and yelling and cussing?
No. I mean, I was a little upset. I mean, who wouldn't be? I had this whole great date planned, and then my car breaks down. It's embarrassing.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
All right, thanks, guys.
Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, Joe is on the phone, and Joe is what we like to call a real man. That's right. Joe can fix a minor problem on his car with his bare hands in under 3 hours. Pretty amazing feat. And that's what happened on his first date. It actually ended up ruining his date, though, because they never made it to the show they were trying to go to. And then after his car broke down and they fixed it, he ended up taking her back to her place. And now she's not calling him back, and he wonders why. Why wouldn't she call you back, Joe? You're the last real man on earth.
Hey, I never said I'm the last real man on earth. I fixed my car, and I did my best to show her a good time. And
damn it, Joe, bragging again.
Quit showing us up.
God.
Joe, I mean, they're kidding, but it is pretty sexy when a man can, be hands-on and fix stuff.
Well, I do what I can.
Yeah, but I will say you sound almost a little angry that she isn't calling you back.
Oh, yeah, I put in a lot of time with that date, and I prepared for it.
Okay, so there should be no reason why you didn't get a call back.
I'm flabbergasted. I have no idea why she's not coming back to me.
All right.
All right, well, I'll dial her phone number right now and see if we can figure it out, okay?
All right.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Allison, please?
This is Allison.
Hey, Allison, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Huh?
This is
Long
Jubal
pause.
from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
What?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
I don't understand.
We can tell.
English or... Because I can speak Spanish to you if you need.
No. Can you?
No, I speak English fine. I just don't know what's happening right now.
I'll explain. My name is Jubal. I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the morning. And we have a listener who emailed us about you.
What?
I feel
Yeah.
like the appropriate response.
We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back after, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and find out what happened. And recently, you met up with a dude named Joe.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe liked you a lot, and he told us about your date, but now he says you're not calling him back.
Okay, yeah, but what does that have to do with you?
Well, our job is to see if we can get you on the phone and ask why you don't want to talk to Joe.
Okay, but I never said he could talk to anyone about me.
Well, just so you know, he only said good things.
Well, what did he say?
He said that you guys were going on a date. He had planned to take you to a show. He was really excited about it, but unfortunately, on the way to the date, his car broke down, and he took you home and hasn't heard from you since.
Okay, that happened.
He also said that you were super awesome and that he really wanted to impress you and that he was super bummed that you guys missed the show.
So he's saying what he did was supposed to impress me.
Well, the tickets were going to, but I was impressed that he fixed his own car. I thought that was pretty sexy. I mean, a man who can do that, it's kind of awesome.
Yes, a man that could do that would be awesome.
Okay, so that's him, though, because he said, unless he's lying, he said his car broke down and then he fixed it and then had to take you home. And he said you chipped in, too. He said you helped out.
He said I helped?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did all of it.
You fixed his car?
We broke down. He got out like he was going to check it out. And instead, he stood by the side of the road and stared at the car.
Like he didn't even open the hood? He just...
No. So I got out and asked him if he was going to pop the hood and check it out. And he told me that he could not.
What do you mean?
And when I asked him why, he said it was because he didn't want to ruin his new leather pants.
No way.
Shut up.
And that was when I noticed his skin-tight leather pants that apparently cost him a lot.
Wait,
He was wearing... Yeah, forget the car for a second. He was wearing leather pants.
Leather pants.
I don't know if I'm more like surprised and shocked that he was wearing the leather pants or that it took you so long to notice the leather pants.
Well, just wearing the leather pants in general is kind of a turnoff. And then to tell me that you can't fix your car because you don't want to get them dirty.
Well, they were probably expensive. I think leather clothing is usually pretty expensive.
So did he just stand over you while you fixed his car?
I told him he should go run back to the gas station that was down the road and pick up a few things to see if we couldn't get things working. And I let him go. And by the time he got back, I had the car fixed for him.
Good job.
That's so cool.
Now I think you're sexy.
Man. So he walked all the way to ran to the gas station in leather pants? That is hot, steamy. Yeah.
That just
That
sounds
is
swampy, doesn't it?
Not attractive.
So you guys can probably get why I'm not wanting to talk to him anymore, right?
I personally don't. I like anybody in leather pants. And that's why I like Joe, because Joe is actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
He's on the phone.
Yes, he is. Joe?
Do you even understand how expensive those pants are? I shipped them in from Italy. They were handmade.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, exactly. Yeah, it's actually worth more than your car, probably.
Whoa, Joe, the insults.
Well, she's insulting me, saying I'm not a man. I helped, okay? I just didn't want to ruin my pants. I helped.
I'm really not concerned with how much your leather pants were. The fact that you asked me to fix your car so that you didn't get them dirty is where my concern lies right now.
Look, I offered to help. I walked all the way to the gas station in those pants to get the supplies to help us fix the car. I thought it would be a good bonding experience, actually.
We didn't even use any of the supplies you got. I got it fixed without any help from you.
That's because I told you what was wrong with it. I knew what was wrong. I just didn't know how to fix it.
That's pretty much like fixing the whole car, Joe.
The engine.
So are you more upset, Allison, that he didn't fix the car, that he wore the leather pants, or was it just kind of the whole package?
It's definitely the whole package.
Okay.
Wow, this is like so disrespectful. Do you realize how much I put into this date? The washing my car, getting tickets to a concert that you like, and this is the thanks I get for this. This is beyond me. You are so stuck up. I'm so pissed off.
Well, since you're being such a sweetheart, Joe, I wasn't going to offer up the fact that you were also wearing a burgundy choker.
What?
Choker?
Wait, what's wrong with my choker?
Who wears a choker on a date?
Well, you know what? I'll tell you who does wear a choker on the date. French people, Italian people, people from the UK.
Leather pants and a burgundy choker, Joe.
Yes, all the girls in Italy love that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just go to Italy, and maybe those girls would appreciate my effort.
Maybe you should go to Italy.
That is some risky fashion choices on a first date, Joe.
I like to be bold. I'd like to make a statement.
Yeah, you made that.
Yeah.
You did it.
Instead of Italy, what about Italian? Would you guys like to go on a second date?
Ooh.
We will pay for it. Allison, will you go out with Joe one more time?
Definitely not. I'm over Joe.
Well, you know what, Allison? I'm sorry I put in so much effort with you. You're clearly not worth my time.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
That's true. Dudes who wear leather pants, they don't have a lot of time.
You know what? At least I have the to wear something like that, Jubal.
True.
Or you don't. Because those things are very tight.
I see what you're saying there.
And you know what, Jubal? We can have a leather pants off. I will prove to you that I can wear those things better than you can wear even jorts, whatever the hell you're wearing.
Dude, I am down. I will look, okay, you didn't get a second date with Allison, but you did score a date with me. We're gonna have a leather pants off, you and I.
I want pink.
Yeah.
Do it. I'm all for it, buddy.
Let's do it, chump. I'm popping online right after this and purchasing some.
You tell me the time and place, and I'll be there.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Let's do it.
This is the manliest fight I've ever witnessed. So great, guys.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 says, that dude is everything that's wrong with America. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning talking about today's second date update. In case you missed it, this dude Joe wanted to call Allison They went out on a date. The car broke down, and then after they got the car working, she wanted to go back home, and then she wasn't calling him. So we got her on the phone and found out the reason she wasn't calling him back was because the car broke down, and she had to fix it herself. And why is that? Because he didn't want to get his leather pants dirty.
Hey, you know what? Those things are expensive.
It's just the funniest image to imagine, like pulling up to the side of the road and seeing the girl working on the car and a guy in leather pants wearing a choker sitting on the sidewalk.
I appreciate a good role reversal. I do.
Of course.
And what I'm more excited about is Jubal and his walk-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was worth the second date in and of itself.
Totally.
Yeah, and don't forget he was wearing a choker.
Yes.
She revealed that a little bit more through it, that he was actually wearing a choker and leather pants. I love it, yeah. I can't wait to throw that stuff on and challenge this guy.
At least he's putting effort in, I guess.
Yeah.
He put more effort into his outfit than I would put into my outfit on a first date.
If you want to do a second date update, all I have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.